Yes, people, welcome back to the first XI. This is the first episode of the Premier League review, but we're going to do things slightly different because it's the first XI. We'll do things different. I'm joined by Rachel at the moment. We will be putting the link in the chat as well to get you on it and to get your views. But Rachel, how you doing? You all good?
Yeah, not bad. A little bit disappointed with the PSG City result, but City
Poch
were
tax,
good
man.
for it, to be honest.
Poch tax. We know what that is. Mustafa was in the comments. Big up Mustafa, man.
Okay.
Well, so Rachel's put this together. So where are we starting, Rachel? Who are we going to start with?
Gonna have a look at West Brom versus Wolves. I believe it was on the Friday, wasn't it? This game.
Yep.
No, it wasn't on the Friday. Leicester and Southampton were on the Friday, weren't they? If I remember correctly.
Really? I thought it was West Brom Wolves on Friday, no? Okay.
No, I think it was Leicester because nothing really interesting happened in this game. It ended 1-1. Start off with the Fabian Silva goal on the stroke of sort of like half time. But West Brom, they struggled with Semedo in this game a lot. He kept getting into pockets of space and he just kept creating chances and they were struggling to deal with him. And I think in this situation, they actually gave the ball away. The ball was played into Fabian Silva and then he took a shot and it deflected and went over the keeper. The keeper had no chance, but it was really unfortunate for them to concede in this way. But yeah, nothing great that happened in the first half really. And then this is it Diane? Is that how you say his name? Do you know? It's the guy that bullied Lindelof.
Say that again. Diallo.
Is it Diane? The West Brom striker that bullied Lindelof. Do you remember when he was holding onto his head?
I'm not sure on the pronunciation at all.
Well, yeah, he scored a header here, crossing on the left side to make it 1-1 on the 62nd minute. But yeah, it wasn't the greatest of games. I was sort of in and out of this game when I was watching it, but it was 1-1. Nothing really affecting anything there. I mean, Wolves this season, they haven't been their usual selves, though, have they?
No.
I mean, usually they were really difficult to beat and they could get like these clutch wins, but they haven't been themselves without Raul Jimenez and
Jota.
Yeah.
I think people think Jota's moved to Liverpool and he's all of a sudden he's a different player. Not at all. He hasn't changed his game at all. He was always working like that. It's just now that he's around another level, a completely different level of players around him. And Jimenez is. I mean, I would take Jimenez at Man United. This is how highly I rate him. I think in the box he's always a danger. He's always a threat. And if you take that out of that Wolves side, all that energy from Jota, that the pressing that he does, those late runs into the box, that threat of Jimenez, who's actually a very good footballer as well, not just a goal scorer, who scores all types of goals. That's a huge dip for them. It's a massive loss for Wolves. And Doherty actually played very well in Nuno's system as well. So not doing too great at Spurs, Dorothy, but he was great for Nuno.
Dorothy. It kills me every time you call him that, to be honest.
He is, man like Dot.
Gonna have a look at the Burnley West Ham game happened last night. This was the penalty incident. I think it was it Souček? Committed the foul here. It caused a penalty. It was really, really silly challenge, to be honest with you. You can see he's nowhere near.
Do you think it was silly? I thought it was a bit soft.
No, he wasn't near the ball because he was behind. Like if you look at, he's behind the player and he just tried to stop it, and he's like brought him down, sort of thing. It could be soft, but it's still a penalty.
Yeah, I
he's
know.
on the right side of him, sort of thing, where the ball is.
He was on the wrong side of him. I just thought when I watched it live, because I watched this game, it was very. I just felt it was very soft. I get why it was given though. I get why it was given.
Yeah, it's still a penalty in this day and age, anyway, isn't it?
Great movement from Wood. And the ball over the top, on the byline, flicks the ball over the top outside of his right foot. And you know, if he had a little bit more pace, he probably puts that in the back of the net.
Yeah, Wood seems to be a problem for people in general.
He's a handful, isn't he? It's Burnley. Burnley are a handful.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. He's causing bloody Liverpool issues on the counter when he's basically a slug, but he was still causing them issues when they beat them.
Yeah.
So it says a lot about what he can do.
Do you think he's a slug, or do you think he just like because of his build? He just looks like he runs slow.
No, I don't think
because he always gets in behind.
Yeah, it's more because the quality of defenders in this league at the moment are pretty poor. I couldn't name 5 players that were very good defenders. If I'm honest with you, in the Premier League. I'm trying to think. Who would you name as top 3 centre backs in the league? Obviously, you can't include Van Dijk because he's injured. But who would you class as top 3 centre backs?
I think you've got to have Diaz this season.
You sort of stop, don't you, to think a little bit.
Yeah, I'll get hate for it, but we're second in the league, so I think you've got to put a Man United centre back in there.
Maguire deserves to be in there for sure. But he's not as good as Diaz. He's just sort of the best of the rest, if that makes sense, I would say. But overall, defending. And
then Johnny Evans. I'm going Johnny Evans.
And even he's full of mistakes. He always
I know he is, but you're right. I'm saying you're right. That's where we are.
Yeah,
I'm saying Johnny Evans.
Yeah,
but listen, people, smash the like, please. Subscribe if you're new. The link is in the chat. If you want to come on, we're basically reviewing the Premier League all the way through. We're going to do this every Tuesday. It's my fault we're late because I had to go on the terrace. But we're going to do this every Tuesday. We're going to look at steals of the goals and things that led up to the goals, all the big talking points. But this is for all of you viewers as well. So, if you want to jump on, please do.
Yeah, join us. Fabulous day. Yeah, this is Chris Wood scoring the penalty. Good penalty. And Burnley go 1-0 ahead. I thought, you know what, Burnley didn't play too badly in this game. They had chances, which we're going to have a little look at after. But obviously, we know West Ham equalise. Ball into Antonio from the right side, and he scores a header. He has these moments, Antonio. I don't think he's a great player, but he has these moments where he puts in really good striker's performances. And in the next game, or even the next half, he just doesn't look like the same player. He's very strange, Antonio.
Do you know what he is? If you watch him, he's always dripping buckets of sweat. Because the one thing he's got, and you can't knock him for it, is desire. He just wants to play, and I think sometimes he burns himself out. This for me was the most exciting game this weekend. I enjoyed this game. It was end-to-end football. There was good bits of play. It was quick, and you know, Antonio, he works his ass off, man. You can't knock him for that. But he is West Ham level, no higher, in my opinion. Yeah,
for sure. You know what I've noticed with Burnley as well? They've been playing more offensive football. They're a team that's known as Brexit FC. 4-4-2, very defensively disciplined in that. But they've started to play a little bit more attacking. Obviously, they're limited by the players that they have, but they do create chances, and they are doing a lot better with it.
Yeah, I think sometimes. Well, actually, no. I think all the time you have to credit managers like Sean Dyche because he gets the best out of the quality that he's got. He's the ultimate team unifier, if that makes sense. Like he makes them all work as a unit, every one of them, and they're like a bunch of ants because they're not good enough. They're not great footballers. Let's be honest. None of them are world-class footballers. But together they just fight and work so hard. They're strong. They battle when they need to. They're a nuisance. They've got big guys up front. It's just a completely different style of football, and I don't think you could play any other way and be able to stay in the Premier League for as long as they have.
Yeah,
I think all credit to Sean Dyche.
Yeah, but you know what it is? Their strikers, they're always a handful for defenders, because as we said, like defenders in the Premier League, there's not many good ones. So when you have like players like Wood up front causing all sorts of issues, I'd say that it's just a solid tactic to have in the Premier League at the moment because there's no good defenders really.
But you know what it is, Rachel? He's gone very old school with it. So sometimes he'll play like a 2 up top and 2 big guys up top. And if you're a defender, it's very rare you'll come up against 2 big guys or even 1 big guy up top now a lot of the time. So it's a completely different task for the centre backs, and that's why they switch off sometimes and they score from corners or a header in the box. And I think Chris Wood's better than people give him credit for, to be honest. But he's the standout player for me for Burnley. Noah, what's good? You all good?
Yeah, I'm all good, mate. I thought you were dissing Brexit FC football, mate. No.
No,
But
no, we're
there's-
crediting them. We're crediting them.
I love watching Burnley because do you know what? It takes you back to like traditional old school football. 2 foot long,
Yeah.
up to a traditional target, man. Have some fun. I love it, mate. Love
Is it Argyle stuff?
Now we used to play that. We used to play like this whole Brexit football, but we actually now try playing out from the back. Hence why we're not doing too good because our defenders don't know how to play out from the back. But you know, instead of like changing it up and actually playing Brexit football, we continue the same thing. So I'm starting to think that we might have some sort of insanity.
Andrew, how's it going? You all good?
Yeah, all good, guys. All good. How you doing?
Yeah,
Talk this.
tired,
Interesting
man.
to jump on and talk about. So it's all good.
My missus has also been tidying, so she's hidden my holder for my camera, and so I can't have my camera on. She calls it tidying. I call it. I'm not going to tell you what I call it, but yeah. Listen, big congratulations, KH, over the 1K.
Yeah,
Andrew's
thanks.
a massive part of that. Go and subscribe to that channel if you haven't already. Do that.
Yeah,
make sure
thanks
you
for
do
that.
that.
Yeah, big. Yeah, it takes ages. I know what Jem's going through now because they're trying to get to 1K as well. It takes bloody ages to get there. But yeah, we got there. We're doing a video about that this weekend, I think. So
that's good.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Burnley? Thoughts on Burnley then?
Oh man, I thought Burnley would. Maybe this is just how I underrate West Ham still, but Burnley coming off that 4-0 win against Wolves,
The best team in London.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks for agreeing. We'll clip that up.
Parts of it anyway. I thought they might do a bit better, but credit to West Ham. Antonio is such a huge player for West Ham. He is so. I think he's pivotal to the way they play. I mean, and also you're playing. Was it Lanzini in like a double pivot or deep midfield yesterday?
Well, they went a little bit different, didn't they?
Yeah,
they went Jesse Lingard, Fornals, and Lanzini.
Yeah,
who all went interchanged, and that they've all got this work rate, but they're also quite good on the ball.
Yeah, and also I think David Moyes is ultimately misjudged or judged harshly because of his time at Manchester United. If you look at his Everton stuff, he produced some good Everton teams that played some good football. You know, I know there was some that for some season they were up and down, but you know he's getting the tune out of these guys. You know they're still there. I mean they've got on paper they've got the easiest running out of the people going for the top 4. And I thought they might slip up at Burnley, but
Andrew, listen up. We're not going to have Chelsea excuses on this channel. It's up to you. You're already in 4th. If you don't finish in the top 4, it's all you're doing. You can only play what's in front of you.
Does it really matter when Chelsea go on to win the Champions League?
And
does
also,
that really matter?
And also, the other point of this is if they've got an easier run than Chelsea, they've already played those games.
Yeah, exactly. So, exactly. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. It's like, yeah, it's the only thing that's really worth anything now in the Premier League, isn't it? It's always the 4th place. Everything else is done.
What happens if English Champions League? Does it go down to 5th then?
No, I mean it'd be like when we won it in 2012 when we finished 6th. It'd be the 4. Oh no,
you're still getting.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So
yeah.
If you're in the top 4 and you win the Champions League, who gets the extra spot? Would it be West Ham?
No, I think it's only the Europa League that gives you the 5th place.
Here's what would happen though. If West Ham get into top 4, and Man United or Arsenal, forget that. When Man United win the Europa, if Chelsea aren't in the top 4, but they win the Champions League, West Ham won't be playing Champions League football.
That's really sad.
Yeah.
Because that Chelsea already done that to Spurs before.
Glorious.
So, if let's say Villarreal win the Europa League and Chelsea win the Champions League, does that mean that West Ham, who finished 5th, can get Champions League football?
Yeah.
Cool. Because if not, Andrew, you lot better finish 5th. West Ham get 4th, and then we can have 5 English teams in Champions League.
Okay, yeah, I'm sure that's what Chelsea will to do sacrifice.
Yeah, I'll speak to
for West
Tuchel,
Ham.
mate. I'll get it all cleared up, mate.
Yeah,
me and him.
Thanks.
Yeah, we're buddies.
Thanks, now.
What about Antonio? Because I was saying to Rachel before, the guy's desire and work rate is like second to none. He's not the most gifted footballer, but he's definitely improved in the box. He's definitely improved when it comes to goal scoring.
Yeah.
I mean, he got a goal against City, which I predicted. I was telling Jan, he's going to score against you today. He's pulled up some big goals this season. He's had a lot of injuries as well. I think he's been out for nearly a quarter of the season.
Yeah, he's
I'm
out
sure
for
Lanty will tell me in the
He's
comments.
out for some time, yeah.
But what are your thoughts on him, both of you?
Like I said, I think he's such a integral part of this. He is the focal point of this West Ham team, and they go on the attack. I mean, I think he averages somewhere between 12 and 15 goals, and they're vital for West Ham this season. But his hold up play is actually, I think, is underrated. He's able to bring people in. Like now he's got like an even bigger support with Jesse Lingard there. Bowen, another one who's had a very underrated season, I think, as well. Even by West Ham fans, I think. But he's able to bring them in more, and they're able to add some goals. I mean, him coming back right now, Indiana, it's like having a new signing that you've just signed in late April. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
because he was dipping in form when Lingard came in, right?
Yeah.
So now they've, and I think Rice is pretty much fit again. So you kind of have Declan Rice, Lingard, Lanzini, because he gets a lot of injuries. Fornals gets a lot of injuries. Jared Bowen's just come back from injury, and Antonio coming back. All of a sudden, this is a different team, right?
Well, look at the game against us, West Ham. For me, that was one of the easiest 1-0 wins I've ever seen Chelsea have. But it's because they didn't have a focal point up front.
Yeah.
I know they missed Rice as well. And I'm not saying, I don't know what would have happened if Antonio played, because it's ifs. But they lacked a focal point, and that's why they didn't lay a glove on us at all. And we had it easy. So him now in this run in the last 4 games, just his presence, no matter, he scored against Burnley, but just his presence on the field is a huge boost for David Moyes and West Ham.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Their chances of whatever they finish 4th or 5th. So
you say that, but I think it's more of an issue against top teams. Cause I remember at United when West Ham played United. Obviously, Antonio was playing there, but West Ham didn't look lethal at all. I think it's just something.
They were playing a better side, though. No, that's the problem.
There's elements of that. I think you and Chelsea actually are quite even. Like, I think with what Tuchel's come in and done, you're actually quite even. But the West Ham, I just don't think Moisey has quite worked out about breaking bigger sides down yet. I don't think he's quite got the players in the right counter-attacking way. Like when you counter-attack, it needs to be precise. It needs to be quick. I just don't think West Ham quite do that. But he's still a top player. I
think Moyes still tends to go by what he did at Everton and go a bit more defensive against the top teams than he should, actually. Because the top teams this season, apart from City from about December onwards, have not been very good this season whatsoever. So he could have afforded and gone a bit more attacking than he has done. Although, like I said, against us, he didn't have his focal point, but he could have gone a bit more open up. Maybe. I mean, look at that comeback against Spurs early in the season, 3-0 down, 3-0. I mean, maybe that was too open even for him. But yeah, I feel he tends to sometimes still go back to basics and rely on more defensive and try and hit them on the attack if they can. He's probably in the mindset of you know what, a point's not bad. It was not bad, I'm gonna, a point's actually a victory for me. But but then we have to look at the West Ham squad as well. West Ham squad, they've got some gems in there, but is what he's working with, I suppose.
Oh, he's doing a remarkable job. He is.
Yeah.
But you also think of West Ham like previous couple of years. They've been really down in the dumps. There's been no positivity at all. There's been no happiness, and I think Jesse Lingard is a huge part of that. And as nuts as it is, he really needs to sign permanently there, because I think just his energy, everyone jokes about Lingard still being like a youngster, but he genuinely acts like one. I just think his sort of like attitude his sort of personality really actually helps David Moyes and West Ham. So I think keeping Lingard will be really important. They're going to lose Declan Rice, but if you can soften the blow of losing Declan Rice and getting Jesse Lingard in, that does help a little bit.
The only problem with West Ham is that we know what the owners West Ham have.
Yeah.
If West Ham fans are thinking they're going to spend, I don't think they will. I think they'll say, "Hey, we hardly spent at all, and we got 5th or 4th. Do you know what I mean? We're going to take this money."
If they sell Declan Rice, then they have to buy.
They have to.
Part of their team.
On football in principle, they have to. You can't. You're not going to get if you get between 50 and 70 million for Declan Rice, you don't spend it on that team. I mean, you're lucky there's no fans in the stadiums at the moment. I mean, you see the protest. You see the protest now. West Ham, I know West Ham have always wanted them out, but I don't know where that might be the tipping point. First of all, selling Rice, and then not spending the money that you got for Rice as well. Just might be the tipping point.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Have a look at this chart. This is the Vidra chart. I don't know if you guys saw this, where he flicked it over the defender, and then he flicked it over the keeper, and it was cleared off of the line. It was a really, really close. It was really unfortunate, actually. When I watched it, I was like, oh, he kind of deserved the goal there. But Indiana and I were discussing sort of Burnley playing a little bit more attacking, and they do it a lot with Vidra. When Vidra is playing quite high up the pitch, they look not. I wouldn't say silky. They're still Burnley, but they're still attacking more and creating like nice little chances with Vidra in there. But yeah, I thought it was a good game to watch yesterday. I don't know how many of you watched it.
I mean, yeah, I watched the second. I was doing a stream, but I had it on in the background. But yeah, I mean, but Burnley have scored they have scored a few good goals this season. That goal against Crystal Palace, I think Loughton scored, but the build up for it and then the finish. So they have got it. They have got it there. It's just does Sean Dyche keep a leash on these guys, or I mean, has the takeover been completed? The Burnley one has that gone through?
Yeah, I think it has.
Yeah,
Can we talk about Vidra as well, man? Because
that's what we were just talking about.
Yeah, no, I mean in terms of, do we think he's going to end up at a club like Spurs? Because there's a lot of hype around him.
Well, is this the Vidra that's played for Watford as well?
Yeah, the one who turns like the Titanic.
Yeah. I don't know him. I really don't know, man. I mean, the only Burnley player you ever hear maybe moving is possibly a Dwight McNeil. Or Pope. I suppose Pope is one as well.
I'm not sold on McNeil.
I'm not sold either.
It's just because he took the ball past that frog Trent about 20 times. That's why there's hype there.
I watch McNeil, so I really watch under 21s for England. And there was 2 players that hugely disappointed me. One I expected to disappoint me anyway because it was Eddie Nketiah. And I know that boy is crap. Like, bless him, he tries, but his first touch is horrific. His finishing is absolutely substandard. I feel for him. I really do, because he's really not a footballer. But the other one... Yeah, and the other one who sort of didn't impress me much was Dwight McNeil. But then again, how much can you really blame him, because he was having to work with Adi Buford, which is never a great start for a player. But yeah, no, I think McNeil, he's probably going to be one of these late developers. You get them all the time. Most of the time, you do get the odd occasional one that sort of will burst onto the scene a bit late. I think that'll probably be McNeil.
He's an ex-United boy, right?
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah. Could you see maybe
we sold him and ended up getting Dan James later on?
Could you see him maybe like a?
That's all I'm saying.
Could you see maybe like an Everton or a Leicester or Newcastle picking him up?
What, McNeil?
Yeah, McNeil. Or something
maybe in a couple of years' time. Not right now. I think
right now?
To be fair, his development will be best served under Sean Dyche. I really do. Like, because Sean Dyche, he takes that pressure off the players, doesn't he? Sean Dyche, isn't it? Like, he's like, sorry, what did you just say about my player? Yeah, I'm gonna smash your microphone.
Yeah.
Like, Sean Dyche, like, exactly. So I think him being at Burnley, like, everyone takes this mick out of Burnley. It's like, yeah, but they've got a really good manager who deflects all the pressure away from the players Don't even deflect onto him. He's like, yeah, well, this is our ambition. Like, we're still playing in the Premier League. Like, so no, I think his development's best served under Sean Dyche. But I do want to see Nick Pope go up. I want to see him play with like a team that plays football, like plays out from the back, because you can't really compare. Because let's face it, the two top goalkeepers for England at the moment are Dean Henderson and Nick Pope, right? Because no one makes Pickford. So I'd
Apart from
really
Southgate.
Henderson in the league, by the way.
From Southgate.
Yeah, but I'd really like to see Pope playing like a football inside, so you can then compare the two. Like, sort of, because the one criticism that Pope's always got is that he's not very good with his feet. Like, he's not very good playing out from the back. So it would be good to see him sort of be forced to play out from the back.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, but Vidra, I don't know. Yeah, he's that player that Spurs sometimes sign. You know, it's one of those players that you just go, why have you? You know, that's
Well,
come out of nowhere.
let me ask you a
The
question.
Sigurdsson type.
Yeah.
Would you have Would you rather have Dyer or Vidra?
Oh well. I mean, they play in totally different positions.
Yeah.
I was just
I'd
about
take
to say.
Vidra.
Are you saying Vidra at centre back?
Yeah,
Saying,
exactly.
Indiana?
So I'll take Vidra
Indiana,
at centre back.
what-
I'll take
what
Vidra at
sort
centre back.
What sort
No,
of
no.
question is that?
I'm just saying because Dyer's played a number of positions, right?
He's
And
never
none of them
played
well.
up front, has he?
None
I
of
don't
them
think
well.
I've ever seen. I don't think I've ever seen Eric Dyer play up front. I'd have a heart attack if that happened.
Yeah,
No, he
pretty
used to be a
horrendous.
striker, didn't
Did he?
he?
He was
sure he used to
definitely a
be striker,
midfielder,
Eric
right?
Dyer.
He was a midfielder in Portugal
he's-
when he first came to
He's
Spurs.
a DM.
I'm just talking about levels of players. What I'm trying to get at is if you
Yeah.
have an Eric Dyer in your squad,
Right.
surely you could get a Vidra, right?
Oh
That's
yeah.
like saying, you know, we should get Vidra because we have Dan James. Like, do we bother at that point?
I'm
You
up
know
for
what I
that.
mean? Yeah, but what's the point?
Would you? Okay, Vidra or Martial in the box?
Yeah, but Martial isn't. Martial's not a striker though.
I'll try telling our fan base that.
Yeah.
I have.
Are you saying
Listen.
Marshall? Are you saying Marshall in the box if he's run off from the left wing and dribbled past two people? Then I'll take Marshall.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
This always comes up, does it? Relegated teams who deserve to play for a top 8 or 6 club.
If Newcastle get relegated, KJ would say ASM should be at Man United.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I would say that.
Yeah.
Well, there was-
Lookman's done quite well at times this season, hasn't he? I'm trying to go to a mid-table club, not
Is
a
it
top
Anguissa?
six,
Is it Anguissa for Fulham as well? There's a lot of hype around him.
Yeah.
Oh,
I do
what's his
like
name? Pereira at West Brom.
Pereira. I think Fulham's goalkeeper's decent. Maybe for a backup in one of the top 6 clubs. You know, I can certainly see that.
Ooh,
West
Aaron Ramsdale as a backup goalkeeper wouldn't be a bad shout.
No, not Shamsdale. Not Shamsdale. No,
No,
Shamsdale.
don't you, Andrew? I'll fight you. I love Ramsdale. I really do.
I think
he's
if you do
brilliant.
fight me, it's Street Fight rules, and I'm very dirty playing Street Fight rules.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll bring a still chair. But now, like Ramsdale is actually really good. He's just never been put in front. He's never had a good defense in front of him. But I reckon if you watch him for England, right, when he was under 21s, the amount of saves this kid was making on the daily. Like he saved us so many goals.
You're
It was
sounding
unreal.
like Prime with Kepa now. This is exactly what I said about Kepa.
Well, no, but there's a difference. I'm saying that Ramsdale comes in as a backup.
Yeah.
He says Kepa should start.
Not anymore. Not anymore. We've quelled that.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Well,
yeah,
okay, not anymore. But you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
I'm saying that Aaron Ramsdale as a backup goalkeeper is not a bad shout. Like, to be fair, if you get rid of De Gea and you haven't really got another goalkeeper, Ramsdale as backup ain't a bad shout. It's not horrific.
No, we're looking at he was a United keeper. What's his name? Go on.
What, Sam Johnston?
Yeah, Johnson.
From West Brom. West Brom.
So,
I read something about 20 million price tag on him or
I
something.
want to be honest, and I think he's too good to just be a second goalkeeper. I really do. I think like a team like Everton should be looking at Sam Johnson to replace Pickford.
it's fair.
Yeah, it's fair.
Are we saying that? Does that mean David De Gea and Lee Grant are leaving in the summer then for us to be looking at Sam Johnson?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I think it means Lee Grant will still be the third choice.
Yeah, David De Gea's got to go because of the wages are like.
Why
you
is
can't be
Lee
sitting on the
Grant?
bench for $350 a week. Can't sit on the
Why
bench
is
for
Lee
that.
Grant even in your squad?
Is he like a coach as well?
Because
Is he like
Ed
a
Woodward
player
said so.
Why would you
Oh, yeah, I
give
forgot
Eric
about
Bailly a new deal? Like, I don't.
Well,
Ed
see,
Woodward said so.
It would have made
on
more
that
sense
one,
to just let him go on a free. It would have made more
See,
sense.
I have no issue with them giving him a new deal if they think he's got over his injury problems. But
No.
judging by his injury history, and I when he signed the new deal, I did a stream on it and I looked at like all of his injuries, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah,
Horrendous. Absolutely horrendous.
it's such
It's
a
a
shame
shame.
'cause he's such a good player.
I can't
it is a
wait.
shame.
I can't wait for the last week of Ed Woodward's job. It's just every day he's just re-signing a player that the United fans wanted to get rid of.
Oh.
Just-
Oh, Phil Jones is getting a 5-year
Phil
deal.
Jones,
Phil
8-year
Jones has
contract.
just got.
Phil
8-year
Jones is
contract.
pissed. He thought he was going to get the medical room to himself, man. He had plans.
He's on,
Did you read the report today where they said that Phil Jones is basically an immovable object? I'm like, damn right, he's an immovable object. You made him that way.
he's squatter.
He
He's
is when you
squatting.
play him.
He's squatting. That's what he's doing. He's,
You can't-
he's
Rachel,
squatting.
you're,
Captain.
you're
That's like
underestimating you're underestimating how important Phil Jones is to your squad. Like he is, you will not get a more crucial part of the United squad than Phil Jones, mate. Won't
He
happen.
must be.
He's more important than Bruno, like 100%.
He is. You know why? Because he's just pure training for the medical staff. It's like
Yeah.
living in practice.
That's how they get better at their job. They got a living dummy on there. Not like just, what injury shall we give him now so we can work on it? Just in case it happens.
Yeah, genetic testing. You know. Gosh, we're only on the first game still.
Oh wow, yeah.
Oh, this stream might last a few hours considering how long that one lasted. So this one was the penalty against Leeds. It was for a foul on Danny Welbeck. You can literally see his leg. You can just see his leg entangled in the player's body.
Yeah.
Even Danny
Yeah.
Welbeck's shocked. He's like, "What's going on here?" Yeah, that leads to the penalty from Pascal Grob. 14 minutes. It was pretty quick, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was it. And then this is the highlight of the match.
This was a great turn from Danny Welbeck.
Great turn and great finish. And Welbeck is a story of unfortunately that and injuries throughout his career. Unfortunately,
Arsenal. That's what.
yeah. I mean, a total waste of 5 years really at Arsenal. Total waste.
Andrew, I'm not even joking when I say Arsenal.
No, they are. They're injured.
The thing is, they
injuries-
genuinely had an injury problem at Arsenal at the
Yeah.
time. I think they had Ramsey, Walcott was always injured. Wilshere was always injured. Wilshere, and he actually had a lot of talent.
Yes.
He was a very good player.
Yeah, I liked him a lot.
In fact, everybody was picking up injuries all
Yeah.
of the time. It's
Yeah.
no wonder the guy,
Even
the
Rosicky and Hleb as well.
the head of recovery has left and gone to Liverpool now.
Yeah, look at him.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
But the thing is like the Arsenal one was whenever Jack Wilshere got injured, it was he'll be back in 4 weeks. 9 months later, he's still not back. You know, stuff like that. But Welbeck, I mean, brilliant turn. I mean, it's really weird. I'm gonna say because he's older, but I still see him as a kid. Because when it comes to his career, for me, it's still in the kid stage of his career because he's been so hampered by injuries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is a very, very good player. He is what Tammy Abraham wishes he could be. And Tammy Abraham hasn't had any injuries.
He is a much better player than people give him credit for.
Yes,
Danny
he
Welbeck.
is. He is.
We've seen him at Manchester United and the level that
Yeah.
he can play at. I don't think he was never going to become a world-class player if he didn't have injuries. He was never going to be that. But he does have those moments of quality. He can produce.
He's a good backup to have at a top club.
You know what? He
Definitely.
would have been a great if we kept him. He would have been a great backup for now because we don't have many strikers. We only have one. I know Greenwood is going to become a striker, but he's not playing there as often. So he's really.
judging, so everyone knows that I absolutely love Mason Greenwood. Like, even if he doesn't play, he gets into team of the week for me. I absolutely adore him. He's
corruption.
the way. Oh, shut it, Andrew, shut it. It was actually quite funny yesterday because we were picking strikers and we decided to pick the guy who did the bicycle kick in the Stretford end. What a finish! I'm not even joking. But now Greenwood, you can already see he's learning so much off Cavani already. Like the way his movement in the box, that goal against Brighton, that does not happen without Cavani being there. Like I firmly believe that.
Yeah, he's improved massively, particularly in the new year. He's shown a lot of quality on the right wing and playing as a 9. I don't think he's there yet as a 9, but as a right winger, he's improved massively. Yeah. You can see that he looks for the crosses into the box to Cavani.
Yeah.
But even getting to the byline and getting balls into the box, he's improved at that because our players don't usually do it. It's one thing I was complaining about, and I think a lot of fans are complaining about players just not getting to the byline and putting a ball across the face of the goal in dangerous areas, probably because they know that no one's going to go for it.
That's again Cavani because he's probably getting screamed at in training, going cross that him ball. Like Greenwood said, where like, oh shit, if I don't cross the ball, Cavani's going to be mad again. But it improves everyone. Like even with Rashford and like Greenwood, like Cavani is he's pivotal for United at the moment.
Yeah,
I just think if they can get Welbeck on a run and get him fit, he could score them the goals that they should be getting in this XG, which I hate to use. But if they can get him fit and maybe just another striker as well, I think Brighton would end up finishing very comfortably upper top half of the table. It'd be interesting to see. It'd be interesting to see if they can keep Basuma. There's reports on Sunday that apparently Arsenal won the race to sign him, but I don't know how they're going to pay for it. But there we go.
You know what the Basuma thing is, though? He's still so raw. I think he needs another season in the Premier League. Like, he's done well so far. Give him another season just to develop a little bit more. Because going to the big club, I don't think it's going to work well for him yet.
No.
I wouldn't want Basuma going to Arsenal. They would ruin his life and his career. Like, not only does he have to go to that shitty club, he also then has to work with that shitty manager and them shitty players. Like, I wouldn't actually wish that on him. He should stay at Brighton with a better manager, probably better players, and like just stay there.
Better environment. Just a better environment.
Yeah, it'll be happier as well, because do you know how toxic Arsenal is right now?
Do you guys see Basuma as a defensive midfielder? Because I don't. I see him more as an 8. I
see him more of I see him more like in the Michael Essien mould. Not a sitter, but that he can sit if he can sit if you ask him to sit, but really his game is more based on power and speed. He's got a little bit of edge to him as well, which I like. But yeah, I see him more like running the box to box, essentially, something like that. But yeah, the more powerful, like maybe in a 3 or in a 2, he's the more of the runner of the 2 in a double pivot instead of staying there.
Yeah,
so
that's why Arsenal getting him wouldn't make sense because he'd play alongside Partey, wouldn't he?
You got Partey, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
You got Partey.
I assume they would buy him to replace Xhaka because Xhaka is trash. So.
Yeah.
Oh no, not according to not according to stats that they like to bring up. Forward passes, whatever rubbish. But there we go. Yeah. He's so good they play him at left back at the moment.
but this whole stats thing, right? I looked at stats, and this is why you can't just base it all on stats, right? Because if you base it all on stats, Fred looks like one of the world's best number 8s in the world. Like, he looks absolutely incredible. Eye test completely tells you a different story because he can't pass 2-yard pass. So like, because everyone goes, oh yeah, you always use stats. I'm like, no, I use stats to complement my argument. Like, because at the end of the day, if you base it all off stats, you're going to get there are some wacky ones. Like, Fred's stats are actually really good. But yeah, it wouldn't work for Arsenal because you'd have two box-to-box midfielders.
Unless they play 3-8s, sort of thing, that would be different. But they're just not going to play that sort of system, are they? So I suppose
you got El Neni. You got El Neni. He could probably sit, but he's not. But he's not very good at sitting either. Like, the thing is, I've
seen him sitting down on the football pitch loads of times. He's great.
No, I mean for like Basuma or
Partey, like, on the bench.
They can sit, but they're not good at it. Like, they're not quality at it. Like, if you're a top club, you need a world-class person who can do that. Neither of them are going to be able to do it as well as like someone naturally. because the person who can naturally do it is going to do it better because they're more used to it. I just think it doesn't work. But to be fair, Arsenal do strange things all the time, so it wouldn't surprise me.
With the Link to it, I think it's even more important to see how Leeds are able to hang on to some of their stars, like a Rafinha, like a Kelvin Phillips, you know, something like that. I mean, also, I want to really see how Bamford does next season, because I believe this season he's not been. People haven't scouted him properly. So, like with Sheffield United last season with that overlapping defenders, but I want to see how he performs next season and see whether this was just a fluky season or not. But yeah, be interested to see if will Leeds back. They should do, because he's done a good job here. So much as I don't overrate him, but
you don't rate him at all, man. You put him on Fraud Watch about 5 times, man.
Yeah, it was. Do you know what I've now decided? Do you know what it is, Indiana? It's not the people. It's not the actual person themselves. It's other people.
Yeah.
It's other people. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's like the Neymar thing, right? I think Neymar's a good player, but it's just the other people who overrate him. But yeah, I want to see if Leeds back him. Will Leeds back him to try and go for maybe an outside Europa League spot next season? Because
I think they will.
They should do, because he's.
I think that owner is really honestly. I think he's fully invested.
Indiana, I've lost all respect now, mate. Nah, like I'm sorry.
I think he is. I think he actually does.
That is baloney. That is a different level of baloney, actually. Nah, like
because he's Italian. I just got to check.
I just have baloney in my head for some reason. But Bielsa, he's adapted a little bit, right? So obviously he didn't go full gun ho against Ollie, which would have resulted in another disaster class for him. He's still not. I don't rate Bielsa. I just don't know why. I just can't get it out. And I don't rate Bamford. He had a great start to the season. Last start of the season, he's been non-existent.
No, that's why I judge him to see what he does next season. Because next season, you'd be like.
That's what I think should be happening with all of these players that people are talking about, like Basuma, for example. Give them another season. See how they develop, because sometimes they just have one good season. It's like it would be like, you know, United buying was it Michu when he had that great season for Swansea, and then him failing next season. Or Pablo Cisse. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes just give them some time, see how they develop, and then go. Yeah, exactly. People are too quick to say, let's sign this player, let's sign that player.
It is true. The thing is with Leeds is they play at such a high intensity that some players are bound to drop off. They're bound to drop off at this stage of the season. I think actually it saved them last season in terms of promotion,
wasn't it? That was the criticism
because of the COVID break that actually allowed them to come back with full-on energy, and rested. Because honestly, the amount of ground they cover and the training is so intense in terms of fitness for Leeds. It would be interesting to see.
That's why I don't think they would actually get a European spot. Because they'll start the season really well. When it comes to the crunch time of season, they're gonna just fall off because they haven't got that energy in them.
But I also think they do.
Sorry,
Rachel, go on.
No, you go.
I was just going to say, I think they'd actually do very well in Europa with that style of football, that high energy. I think they do. I think they do very well.
The league form might suffer though. That's the No.
You can't fight on all fronts like that. You can't. They would need bigger squad depth. And like you say, Andrew, can you keep hold of Rafinha? I mean, if Man United don't go out and buy Sancho, I want them to buy Rafinha because I think that's a good option, and then go and get Declan. I would rather Man United got Declan Rice and Rafinha.
You can see people sniffing around Kelvin Phillips as well. You
have to
you can see Spurs. You can see Spurs sniffing around. I know they bought Højbjerg and everything, but you can see them sniffing around.
It depends on who the manager is. If it's Ryan Mason, mate, what?
It will be Frank Lampard. I've been saying.
There's reports that apparently, like Daniel Levy's quite happy of what Ryan Mason's doing. I'm like, oh my god,
wouldn't surprise me.
That is. It wouldn't surprise me either. But the thing is, United have to get Sancho. You have to, because you messed around with it last season. He's about 75 to 80 million this year. If you don't get him, do you know what? I'm never looking at United the same way ever again. Like, I will never do it.
Then you'll know the problems.
But mate, I
what
already,
the problem is.
mate, I already know the problems. Like the problem is clearly your like owners and your board because Ole Gunnar.
It's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Clearly the biggest.
Nah. Do you know what?
No, wait.
This is why I rate Ole because look at what Ole's done when he's not been backed. You give that man a bit of dollar, you chuck him a bit of money. Jesus, I genuinely believe Ole can do something at United.
Which is why they probably won't. This is why they probably won't.
Did you look at it? Did anybody see the Sky News clip? Did anybody see the Sky News clip today?
No.
Of the Glazers being asked.
Oh yeah.
Is it Joel Glazer? I don't know which one. The one who looks like a thumb with a ponytail.
Joel Glazer.
Yeah, Joel Glazer. He's walking through a car park and he's being asked, "Do you have anything to say to United fans? Do you have any apology?" Nothing. Like he literally does not say a word.
No,
not a single word.
He was walking like he was about to go knock someone out. He was walking like he's Tyson Fury, mate. He's a disgrace.
It would be a toddler looking at him, to be fair. I can't imagine. But look, people, please smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Please do that.
Yeah, subscribe.
Yeah, I thought Joel was about the board one. But they both wear glasses.
Yeah, no, it was Avram Glazer. Casey says it in the comments.
They need to wear name
thumb
tags.
with a ponytail. That's how I describe it.
Yeah,
he looks like a thumb. Yeah. The thumb with a ponytail.
Got a question for the panel. Would you take Hasim Aouar at your club?
No.
I haven't watched him. No. I haven't watched him enough to have.
Listen, if you do take him, you have to give him time to settle in. That's what you have to do if you do take him. Myself now, I'm not one of these people. When Chelsea linked to Rice, I'm not one of these people that go turn my nose up at him. I said bring him in because he's Premier League experience. He can hit the ground running. Do you know what I mean?
Andrew, he's a top player.
He is. He's getting better and better. He's only 22 as well, which is But Hassan Aouar, what I've seen him in quality, but he might need a year to settle in. So it's like, do you bring him in? If you like, say if Arsenal bought him, Arsenal would play him right away, and Arsenal fans wouldn't. He does, but maybe, but not ahead of any. Like I like Ruben Neves from Wolves. I really like Ruben Neves from Wolves.
Yeah, he's a
good player. Stay quiet. Be quiet. I'm talking to myself, by the way.
I like Ruben Neves from Wolves.
He's not bad, but
no. But
hold on,
like,
you take him at Chelsea.
I don't see. Listen, I want to see what he does in a bigger environment. Do you know what I mean?
Oh my god!
I don't think you need him at Chelsea though.
You mean as a backup, right?
Well, he would start as a backup, yeah.
Oh, cool.
He would start as a backup.
Well,
he'd stay as a backup.
He's not getting in at the moment because everyone seems to think that somehow Tuchel.
I think he gets in over Jorginho.
I think Tuchel loves Jorginho. I think Tuchel loves Jorginho.
But if you're going to go and buy Declan Rice, he's not going on the bench.
Oh no! But
that's the thing, isn't it?
The issue
is Chelsea are interested in him, genuinely interested in him, then they're not happy with Jorginho, right?
In terms of depth, that I know what everyone says about the strikers and everything like that's a different problem, but that central midfield needs at least one more addition without selling anyone. If they sell anyone, they need 2 additions because then you're looking. If they sell Jorginho, you're looking at, I'd say. You're looking at Kante, Kovacic, and Gilmour there, right? And as much as the Gilmour fans, I call them Gilmour girls, like to
oh my god,
like to praise him. Then he's not ready for a full to be in and out.
But then you couldn't get Declan Rice then because Declan Rice is not sitting. Nah, he's not sitting on no bench, and neither.
No, he wouldn't sit on the bench.
Jorginho wouldn't want to do it. Kovacic. The guy we were talking about, I can't remember his name. The guy we were talking about on Saturday, the one at Juventus. I cannot remember his name. Rabiot. You don't really need to get him because he'll be quite happy to rotate with Jorginho, Kovacic. Because you think squad harmony is an important thing as well.
He's too inconsistent anyway, though. If he's inconsistent and he's on the bench, that means you'll probably get like 2 games out of him in the season that are worth it. Honestly, and he's got discipline issues. Like he causes more problems than what he does solutions. Rabiot, in my opinion, he's good on his day. He's a very good player, but He just
Rachel,
causes
you
too many
should be
problems.
encouraging Chelsea to get him then.
I'm
shouldn't be sitting here
just
going-
saying it from a neutral point of view.
Nah, you should be saying it from a rival point of view, going, go get him. What a great idea.
No, start Gilmore.
We got our League Two representative in the comments as well for the channel. Big up, Charlie. Go and check out One Rovers blogs.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about League Two.
Jabba the
Go
Hutt
and check
in
it
Star
out.
Wars.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
we need to find an
Totally
Exeter
good.
fan. Like Indiana, I'm being serious. We need to find an Exeter fan that I can rip into weekly.
What's your neck
I'll
of the
work
woods? There
on
must be someone. There must be, go knock on your neighbour's door, see if there's anyone around.
it. I'll have a look.
Yeah, why don't you set
Sorry.
set a trap cartoon style to nab a Exeter fan?
No, I just want someone that I can bully on the EFL show because bullying Aaron, that's just too easy nowadays. And well, when you bully a Bristol Rovers guy, it's like it's a bit like
I'm gonna shoot off now. No. So and Indiana and Rachel. Sorry, I've been on Niall's streams too much. Sorry. Yeah, thanks for having me on, but really good show. guys.
Anytime, man. You know that. Anytime.
Yeah, take care,
Peace.
Andrew.
Bye.
Catch you in a bit, mate. Yeah, we need to find an Exeter fan. That's my goal for the week. They won't talk to me. Actually, I'll get Aaron on that because Exeter fans don't talk to me. I'm an Argyle fan.
Yeah, get Aaron onto it. Aaron will talk to anyone.
sense.
We know that.
Yeah, I'll message him.
So this is the
Tottenham,
game.
Sheffield. Wow.
Do you know what? This is a game with 4 world-class goals, though. The finishes were excellent in this game.
Yeah.
They really were. I didn't actually watch this game, to be fair. Too busy dealing with the looking at the Glazer out protest stuff.
I did. I watched this game, and Gareth Bale, outstanding.
Roll back the years a little bit, did he?
Yeah, yeah. When I say roll back the years, I'm talking like 2 or 3 years. You know, when like I'm talking Gareth Bale, Real Madrid prime. When
he's found his level then.
Yeah, he was proper Bristolian. Yeah, here we go. Gareth Bale, mind. Yeah. No, he was outstanding. His finishes were just incredible. Even when he was one-on-one with the goalkeeper, he's running through with the ball. The way he just smashes it in the top corner.
Yeah, that was a great strike. Unbelievable. I like this goal, though. I thought this finish was fantastic.
The flick over the keeper?
Yeah, I love goals like that. They're so. I just love goals with finesse like that. I know everyone likes the bullet goals, you know, where they go straight into the top corner, but goals like this require so much skill to do. And he makes it look easy in this as well. I thought it was a really good finish. Yeah, it was just a very, very good goal. This is the one you're talking about.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, top right corner. Great finish as well.
Great finish.
Great
goal.
All 4 goals were, even Son's goal, which we'll look at as well. I thought they were all good. Again, this one's bottom right corner, nice finish as well. And yeah, Son, top right corner as well. Like just 4 world-class goals, really. They were fantastic goals. But what did you make of their performance? Because obviously you said you watched it. So what was your view on their performance overall?
I thought they were, for the first time in a long time, they passed the ball forwards really quickly, but they were also, under Mourinho, the ball would be passed forward to feet a lot of the time. And in this game, the ball was put over the top, the ball was put in through the channels, it was put to feet, they were mixing it up. And what I loved most about this was the players coming to the ball. Under Mourinho, especially these last few games, it was stood on heels waiting for the ball to come to your feet. Remember the Arsenal game? It was like this game, they were attacking the ball. The weight of the passes were good. It was. I can't lie, it was Spurs, but it was an enjoyable game to watch. It really was, and the goals were just quality. It was a great game to watch for me.
That's fair. Did you watch it, Niall?
Yeah. I just stopped doing that stream with United, and I decided I'd actually try and watch some football. And yeah, it was a good game, to be fair. I thought this guy sound mad, but Ryan Mason, he's good till the end of the season. He just lifted spirits. If you watch what like what Gareth Bale has been saying in all his post match, the amount of swipes he's making at Mourinho is absolutely mad. And yeah, that last one, I reckon block him. That's just disgraceful. In fact, you're overrated.
He's made one for everyone, man.
It's okay. He's overrated. He's overrated. That man who put the comment in, he's overrated. Go on, Mustafa.
Yeah.
See,
no one passes that boy.
Big up Mustafa, always in the chat, man.
No, I'm just Greenwood FC, but I can be Greenwood FC because I'm not a United fan. It's brilliant.
Yeah, no, he's a great player. His finishing is just incredible. Any footballer who can comfortably take free kicks with either feet has got my vote.
It's such a joke.
Yeah.
I still can't believe it, and I saw that years ago.
Oh, Charlie's just got himself blocked from the channel.
Rashford is overrated.
Can I just say something to that? Like, Rashford's one of our players, right? But I agree with it to an extent. That I think he's overrated by some and he's underrated by others. Like, our fan base is such a joke. Because do you know what they do? Do you know what people do on Twitter now? They're all football extremists, aren't they? They either think someone's amazing or they think someone's trash. There's no in between, is there? There's no, okay, this player's good, but they're developing and they could become even greater. Do you know what I mean? It's all, this player's world class, this player shouldn't play football. So for me, like half of our fan base overrates him and the other half underrates him. Like, appreciate him for what he is. He's still developing and he should become one of the better wingers in the world, inside forwards in the world in the next few years. And if he doesn't, so be it. It happens. So I sort of agree with it, but sort of don't. If you know what I mean? Like,
he's still got some learning to do, but the fact that he can play football and feed kids, which is more than Boris does, I suppose you can say that he's already got one up there.
I've seen Boris playing rugby. I don't want to see him play football.
Do you know what? After Rashford finishes football, he'll probably become Prime Minister or something. Prime Minister Rashford.
Have you ever seen the video where Boris Johnson rugby tackles that school kid? He's gone to a school as a promotion thing, right? It's like a primary school.
Oh, he's
rugby tackles a little kid. He's not a small man, is he?
Nah, mate, he's absolutely bulldozed the kid. Like, the kid's just, oh my days. I actually felt for the kid. I felt for the kid. He could have had a broken back. Oh my days.
How he became Prime Minister is mad.
I'm a big lad, right? Even I don't want Boris Johnson rugby tackling me or her. It's like having 20 ton coming running towards you.
I disagree with this assessment, though, with the leg thing. That's kind of unfair.
What's Ollie meant to do? Play Dan James? You've seen the fan base as it is now. They're very critical of Ollie. Put Dan James in over Rashford.
Most players do play with an injury these days anyway, or not even just these days. It's always been the case. Players play with an injury. I think that the criticism towards Ollie should be when he didn't need to play him. So, for example, like when we were winning 4-0 against Sociedad, he brought him on in the second half.
He didn't need to play.
You criticize.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
Same thing with Bruno starting in that game. Just rest them both because they played so much football. But when you've got big games that you want to win, and Rashford's one of your players who will come up clutch and he will do something, you kind of need him, especially with the injuries that we've got.
Yeah,
you kind of need him in those games.
Rachel is very different. If we had signed a Sancho in the summer, we would have seen less of Rashford playing. Right? It's just the fact that we don't have the squad depth, and we don't even have a strong first 11, in my opinion. Not for where it should be anyway. Strong, but not strong enough.
I don't think it's strong. I don't think it's strong at all. I think from the moment you have an 11 that's not balanced, it's not strong, in my opinion. I just think the rest of the Premier League has been so weak at times, particularly the top 6 clubs, apart from City, obviously, in the last couple of months or so. But I just think, I don't know, sometimes I just sit there and I'm like, how are we second? Like, it's a disgrace that we're second. When you think about the money that's been spent from Chelsea, where Liverpool
Shane makes a good
champions.
point. Yeah, no, I agree with you. Shane makes a good point here as well. I wouldn't play him Thursday when you've on the bench. I wouldn't play him Thursday. No, he doesn't. I wouldn't play him. I wouldn't play Cavani. I think you can take Bruno out. I think
need to even take him especially Rashford. What's the need to even take him to Italy? Just don't
Mm.
need to. Just
Yeah, I
let him.
agree.
Just let him put his feet up and just relax a bit.
It's
Like play Diallo, play Shotiri, play Greenwood as your front three. Don't
No,
rotate.
not even that though. I think half time.
Or
I
even
think
that.
the first half. I think the first half you play not a great team, just a solid team that will do the job, so that you get past the first half. Because if we concede a goal early with young players, you might see panic, and we don't want that. We
Yeah,
don't want it to be
but
like that.
I'm not saying chuck all the young players in. Jesus, that would be an absolute disaster. But have the front three of like Shotiri, Greenwood, Diallo, then Donny with, I don't know, Matic and McTominay, and then Tellez. Is Bailly fit?
I don't know whether Ollie would actually go that weak in the first half. And
Of course,
I
mean,
imagine it all fell apart in the first half. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, he's not going to risk that after he's finally got through a semi-final.
Could you? I've always said if you don't get through this semi-final, you're going to get Plymouth Argyle in the FA Cup semi-final. We're going to beat you. I'll be doing a stream on my channel from walking down Wembley Way, ripping into about 3 or 4 United fans, and the stream will last about 24 hours.
What else is in here?
And don't forget they've got Smalling, so you got an extra player.
Oh yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? All the people that wanted Smalling to come back have shut up now, haven't they? I can't believe. Do you know what? It just blows my mind with our fans sometimes. It really does.
And these potch sexuals, gotta love the potch sexuals, haven't you?
Oh, no, they're potchophiles, man.
Yeah, they've shut up quite quickly, haven't they?
It was brilliant. I couldn't believe it. Why I couldn't believe it, I don't know, because it Anyway, I saw the tweet about okay. It went from Poch to Rodgers real quick. It did, didn't it? It's pretty embarrassing.
Oh, what? So they don't want Poch anymore? They want Brendan Rodgers?
No, basically, two minutes after the game was finished, I seen a tweet from a massive Ollie outer, huge Pochophile, who said, he said, I was just thinking, Brendan Rodgers would be a great shout.
Dangerous when they think.
Can
I just say,
tweets of the week? That's where it's going. Yeah.
You need to try and sell. You need to try and sell some of your fans. Like you need to try and sell some of your fans to other teams. Like just genuinely, we'll get a quid for him. City need fans, don't they? So you could always sell some to City.
Mighty girl.
You've got fans.
Yeah.
That's the only bonus of City winning the Champions League if they do, is that we're not going to hear too much about it. Only Jan.
Oh, bless her. I really don't want City to win it. Like, I don't want. Do you know what's funny? I didn't want any of the teams in the semis to win it. Like, I don't like Real Madrid. Don't like PSG. Don't like City or Chelsea. We've got no choice but to deal with these teams that I really dislike. Potentially winning it.
Rachel, in a way, I want them to win the fake treble because we still got. It's the fake treble, yeah. Yeah,
it's not our treble.
It's not our treble. It's
Chelsea win it, I think. So we'll know more this weekend. If Tuchel beats Pep again in an FA Cup and a Premier League game, I think it, because the thing is, Tuchel plays exactly like Ollie to a degree. He plays like against the big teams like City. He counter-attacks them. And you can't get better than Tuchel counter-attacking, and Ollie's proving quite good at it.
He's actually more defensive than Ollie, funnily enough.
Yeah.
No one speak about it, do they?
Yeah, and like Pep cannot seem to handle a good counter-attacking side. Like when I say counter-attacking, I mean it has to be good. Like when you're on that counter-attack, you need to be quick and you need to be precise. You need to know what you want to do. Tuchel and Chelsea know what they want to do. Ollie and United know what they want to do. Pep cannot defend against that. He really struggles.
Do you know what I would say? I'd say that like the FA Cup game, I believe Pep rested quite a few players, didn't he? He didn't play his strongest team. I think we just reserve judgment until the Premier League game, because with City, they're obviously in the final now. All they need to do is secure the Premier League by just winning one game. So
Isn't it United losing one game though?
Nah,
if you're not-
City
no,
played-
because
City
they've got a
before
game.
you.
We've got a game in hand. Oh yeah, we've got a
Yeah.
game in hand, haven't we?
Yeah. So if I think if we lose a game, we can't catch them, right?
No,
I think now it's just dropping points.
even if they get one point, they win the
Mm.
title. So
Yeah.
everyone was joking that Ollie played a tactical masterclass and opened the Old Trafford gates to let fans in, so that he couldn't be the one that gave
Do
City
you know
a
what's,
title.
funny about that? Some guy genuinely did. I got sent a
Yeah, I
picture
know, it's
of a
bad.
guy who was actually opening the barrier. It was so funny.
It's so bad.
And then
It's
it went out
so
on Twitter.
bad. It's like, why would you even do that? Just like,
Yeah, what's Shane saying? I watched Madrid play Saturday. Hazard was looking like his former self with the slick passing and take-ons. Nearly scored as well, only for keeper saving it. We'll see. We'll see what happens with Madrid, Chelsea. I still think Chelsea are going to win, but
Honestly, it doesn't matter what Hazard does. If that midfield is overrun again, which is likely, it doesn't matter what Hazard does. He can't carry that, because what happened in that first half especially was disgusting from Real Madrid. Honestly, it was a disgrace. I couldn't believe it, what I was seeing.
Varane's injured though, right?
Yeah, apparently he's out.
Varane's out, but Ramos is back.
Well, yeah, Ramos being back's a positive, to be fair. You'd want Ramos in there over Varane.
Did you see Tuchel's comment? He was like, "Oh, maybe I don't play a striker, so Ramos has got nothing to defend against." It's like Tuchel's there, like, "Fuck it, I'll play a false line. Right, I'm gonna play Havertz. I'm gonna play Mount. I'm gonna play Pulisic. I'm gonna confuse them a little bit." Oh,
cool.
Tuchel is a funny
He'll
guy.
play three at the back and push Ramos into midfield and just bulldoze the midfield instead. Oh, gosh. Well, at set pieces, that's what they need to watch out for, because the way they defended Benzema's goal, they lost 3 headers in that goal.
Yeah, and Ramos is putting them away.
Yeah, and
He's
he's going to do it at the first header. They won't get a chance to lose 3 headers. It will just be one.
For me, that was the most disgusting part of the game, the fact that no one was marking Benzema. Like, are you serious? You're just going to let Benzema have all of that space by himself? Are you completely off your head?
Yeah.
Like, Mason Mount just clocks towards the end of it. He's like, "Oh, crap." And then Mason Mount's trying to defend it. Like, how you didn't have someone man-marking Benzema is absolutely absurd.
Crazy.
Oh, this is huge, though. Mendy being back. He's been good for them this season, Mendy. So Mendy and Ramos back, but Varane's out. You take that trade, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
It's the mid. Do you know what? It's the midfield. Do you think he's gonna? I assume he will probably play 4 at the back, since he's got Mendy and Ramos back.
Yep.
For the game. So we're thinking what, 4-3-3? Still playing that same midfield, or do you think he'll change up the midfield? Because they got absolutely destroyed in the first half.
He's got to change up the midfield. If he doesn't, he's going to get overrun again. Because Tuchel will just drop Mount back a bit, won't he? So Tuchel will do what he did in the first leg, which is drop Mount back into a sort of another 8 and have 3 8s, and they'll just get overrun again. He has to. Zidane has to match him in that midfield.
To push him. Yeah, but they could also, if they're using their fullback, like Mendy's been great at fullback this season. If he pushes them back, and the midfield, if they all just push, because like what they did in the first half, I found they weren't pressing properly. So, and they played a high line. When you play a high line, you have to press like really well. If you don't press and you play a high line, they just play it through you, which is what happened. So if they actually press properly from the front, and they have the fullbacks bombing forward, which Mendy will do, and then you've got Ramos in there, who's a different sort of player to the others, I think Real Madrid have a chance. I still think Chelsea will go through personally, but I think Real Madrid will be more of a test tomorrow.
It's Real Madrid. You never know. You never know. I mean, Chelsea were up for it. I actually think Chelsea's best player was Rudiger in that game. I thought he was quality, just aggressive enough, and his pace. He's lightning quick, Rudiger.
His distribution in that game as well.
Yeah, very good, very good. He's been very good this season. But that's European stuff, and we don't care about that until Thursday.
Oh,
dear me. That's true. We're going to have a look at the training match of the weekend. This game was horrendous.
I didn't watch this game.
I did. Obviously Only scores really early in this game, so I thought, okay, maybe we'll see something fun, and then Arsenal will just batter Newcastle or something. And what we proceeded to see was, I can't even describe it in words. If I'm being honest with you, it was shocking from both sides. Newcastle were horrendous. Oh my gosh.
The best way I'd describe it was like, imagine like a League Two game where you're playing.
What are they like? I'll have to ask Charlie.
Yeah, it's like two League Two sides near the bottom of the league where there's like zero quality. It's just not even that good to watch. Like it was hard to describe. Like I had it on in the background because luckily for me, I had Formula One, so I was doing a Formula One watch along with Charles. At least I had something to keep my mind off that game because oh my god, every time I looked at the TV, I was like, oh my god, this is just horrific.
No, do you know what it was? Like, it was both teams not being able to pass the ball or do basic stuff, and like because Newcastle
they had 11 foot on the pitch.
Yeah, because Newcastle was so bad, it didn't matter that Arsenal were bad. Like there was no punishment for it. It was horrendous. But Aubameyang's finished. Like this is a poor quality picture to be fair. For some reason, I couldn't find a video worth any kind of quality for this game, which says it all really. But it was a really good finish from Aubameyang. It was a very good finish, good cross. And then there's the red card. I mean, this was a bad tackle, really bad tackle on Martinelli. I guess what yeah, it was pretty bad. I'm surprised he got up after because he's got quite the injury record, hasn't he, Martinelli?
Yeah. No, as a referee, I'm looking at that going, that's not nice.
It's 90th minute. Like, what is the need to do something so stupid? They're quite compact here in Newcastle. You can see there's 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 8 of them here. They're compact. There's not really a lot of room for him to maneuver. He's going to pass it back here, but again, you can see like the spaces are closed off for him to pass forward. Really, so there was just no need for this. This was just pure frustration, I imagine. But we're playing for Newcastle. They've been bad all season. How frustrated can you be?
Well, he's
but that's
just
the point.
Come back from injury. He's just come back from injury, so he's probably he's pissed off from the whole season of being injured. Now he's come back to a team that is like a pile of crap, and now he's having to deal with Arsenal who've been equally. He's probably just got frustrated and gone, "I'll just do him," and he's just done Martinelli in, hasn't he?
Yeah, it was bad challenge. And that's it for that game. That's it. There was nothing, honestly. Yeah, there was nothing else for that game. It was pretty average, to be honest with you. Any additional comments about that game? Indiana, did you watch it?
It was just so cool.
Points dropped for Newcastle. That's about it, really.
Well, the fight for ninth is going well for Arsenal. So it is what it is. 5's FC doesn't want them in the final.
Talking about Arsenal, actually, me and Prime might be destroying Kane on a live stream. Like he was trying to fight us on Twitter, and Prime was like, "Let's just do this on stream." So Kane may actually be walking into a debate with me and Prime, which is like that's just like walking into a Lions. Then it's gonna go so badly for him.
What is your problem, Charlie? What is your problem? What's wrong with you? Taking out his relegation frustrations. That's what it is.
With Indiana, I've got a quick question. Do you care whether we get Arsenal or Villarreal in the final? Because a lot of United fans don't want them in the final, but I kind of do.
I don't care because I think we should beat either of them. Like we should win this trophy. It's a lot more humiliating though if you lose to Arsenal. If they get a stupid penalty and win the game, can you imagine? So no, I don't want to face Arsenal in the final for that reason.
I don't want to be the direct reason why they don't get European football.
But yeah, I get that. But at the same time, Rachel, I don't even want it being a 2-1. I don't even want Arsenal fans to be like, "We nearly beat you." Like that's some kind of fucking argument anyway. But like, I don't want it to be, "We nearly beat you." I can't be dealing with it. Just let
Yeah,
them.
but then you've got it on the flip side where you smash them 4-0 like Chelsea did in Baku, and then you like
Yeah, there
you
is
absolutely
that.
destroy.
There is
It's
that.
just it's a high risk move, isn't it? It's high risk.
I
Right?
don't
It's a
want Arsenal.
50-50
I
chance.
really don't.
It'll be 0-4 FC. I like that.
Yeah, but we can still banter Arsenal because they'll go out to Villarreal. We beat Villarreal. Yeah, we did what you couldn't.
No, yeah, there is that as well.
So that's where I am with it.
Actually, it would be. I think it'd be more humiliating if Unai Emery went back to the Emirates, did an absolute masterclass on these dickheads, and sent them out. That'd be quite
Yeah.
nice to watch.
And then United beat them. Like, yeah, it makes them look even worse. Yeah, let's go for that one.
Yeah, that's actually quite good.
This game was sort of sad because the goal that Aguero scored meant a lot to him. But
Great goal.
It was a very good goal. This is the offside goal. This was actually a decent finish from Gabriel Jesus. He just got into the roof of the net. I don't know if you saw it,
Mm-hmm.
but obviously it was blown for offside. Pretty good finish considering it's very rare for him to actually do that
Yeah.
in the box. Like he's not the best of strikers, to be honest, but he got into a good position between two defenders and good finish. But yeah, offside. This game was just a walk in the park for City, really, wasn't it? Crystal Palace had a couple of moments, but Zaha, I'm so tired of the Zaha love. I don't understand it. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, don't get me wrong, he has talent, but when people put him on a pedestal, I don't know where it's come from. Genuinely, don't know where it's come from. Like, he's always angry as well. I don't know if you guys noticed that either. He's every day angry.
He wakes up angry.
That's the worst thing ever. I hate that.
What, waking up angry?
Aguero. I can't finish it.
I thought you were on about waking up angry. I was just about to say that's not a good thing.
I do that very often. It's not about 3 o'clock in the morning when one of my children come in.
Life to be a United fan, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
Have you ever have you ever had a sleep where you just woken up and you just see Afam Glazer's face?
Oh please no, that's a nightmare. That is absolutely nightmare.
No.
What's going to happen to us tonight?
Only if I've fallen asleep on my hand and I can see my thumb out the corner of my eye. The Aguero goal though, that incredible finish. I feel sorry for Aguero. I feel like he should have played tonight.
Oh, he did for the last few minutes, didn't he?
Yeah. No, but played. I mean, like the second half, like he should have played.
Yeah, but Pep don't like him anymore.
Do you know what's crazy,
I think Pep's trying to move without him, I think they relied on Aguero so much. It's actually a smart move from Pep.
Do you know what's crazy? This is going to be the first Champions League final Aguero's been in at Manchester City, and he might not even play in it. But he's definitely not starting,
that's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, that's crazy. And that's kind of like, don't get me wrong, much as I hate City and, can't stand Aguero, but, I would feel sorry for him if he doesn't. As a
football fan, I'd like Aguero to score the winner. If City are going to win, I'd like it to be Aguero who scores the winner.
I
would because it would justify how good he was.
He can score a penalty in the shootout.
You had an incredible striker. Without Aguero, you wouldn't have won it. That's what I'm. That's my aim.
Pep out, sold Aguero.
Yeah.
Oh dear me.
Okay, I like that narrative a bit more actually. Yeah. Great finish from Aguero for this goal. You sort of knew when he gets into this area, he's just gonna finish it, though, didn't you?
Next level, wasn't he?
Yeah, ridiculous player. It's crazy actually to think that Manchester City just don't need him, and he's this good still. You know what I mean? Like it's nonsense. That's what it is. To have a player of his quality just happily leave in the summer.
It's disgusting, is what it is. If I'm honest, taking the piss out of everyone. Pep's doing it on purpose. What's it? This is how good I am. I'm putting Aguero on the bench and winning the league.
Yeah,
nice.
Ridiculous. And bear in mind, Sterling's been crap this season as well. Like, he doesn't even care. It doesn't matter that Sterling hasn't been good, even though he's been one of their biggest goal scorers in the last few seasons.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that Aguero
Sterling's not even a footballer. I'm certain of it. He's not even a footballer.
Are you one of those people that hates the way he runs and he just says he's not good?
Nah. My hate comes back to the 2018 World Cup. Now I hate two people for one reason. Harry Kane for not squaring that goddamn ball to Sterling, and Sterling for probably shooting the ball up into the atmosphere. Because it certainly wasn't.
Yeah.
Even if Harry Kane does square it, it's ending up in Jupiter. Like, there's no point. Like, you had one selfish idiot who didn't understand how to pass the ball, and an idiot who can't score goals. Life being an England fan, I tell you.
Do you know what it is? It's because Sterling, he gets so many chances to score at City, but with England, they're just not as good. And when he gets that chance, you can't rely on him to score that goal.
This was an open net, and I still didn't trust it.
It's still Sterling. Yeah, it's still.
That's
Sterling.
what I mean. You didn't trust Sterling to put it into the net. It's so bad. He's such a fraud.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh yeah, Ferran Torres scores literally 2 minutes later. This was ridiculous because obviously they were showing the replays for the Aguero goal, and this sort of happened like literally a second later as they went back to the live screen, and I was just like, okay, well, time to turn off this game. I didn't watch anything after this because there was
I swear Torres was crying after his goal. Like it meant a lot to him as well. Like he's been through so much as well. Like a young lad moving to England under Boris Johnson's country, having to play for City, having COVID. Like the kid's just had a shit ton of bad luck, haven't they?
Yeah. Well, do you know what it is? When Manchester City bought him, I think there was a bit of hype around him, and he scored those goals for Spain, didn't he?
Yeah.
And there was like more hype on him. He hasn't really. I don't think he's his first season. I don't think he's really shown anything special at the moment. But you never know how he's going to develop. So yeah, I understand it meaning a lot to him. But he's going to win a Premier League and potentially Champions League. So not bad for an average season, is it?
No. Very good season.
Yeah. Kind of have a look at the Southampton v Leicester game. This game epitomizes Leicester for me. I'm sorry. So this is the Walker Peters chance. He was offside. It was a really nice finish from him, actually. It was really early in the game. And Leicester's line was so high. And they just couldn't react. Walker Peters had so much space to run into, and there was no one around him. And this is, right back. Do you know what I mean? He's not like he's one of the forward players. He was able to just run in. It was pretty poor from Leicester. But the reason why this game epitomizes Leicester for me is because they go at 10 minutes, Southampton have a man sent off. Vesco gets sent off for what I didn't think was actually a foul. He actually got the ball. I found that quite interesting. I don't understand why VAR didn't overturn it. But when I saw it quickly, it didn't look like he'd fouled Jamie Vardy.
Can I tell you why VAR didn't overturn it?
Go on, then.
Have you seen the referees in the United Kingdom? There you go.
No, but this is ridiculous, though, because he blatantly got the ball.
Yeah, that means nothing for the idiots in Stockley Park. I bet you they were having a kebab. They weren't looking at the game. They did a coin toss, heads for red, tails for overturn, and it landed on heads. And Vescar was sent off because they were eating kebab. I guarantee you.
Yeah, it was a crazy decision.
Might be true. Can I ask, is Carl Walker Peters' name always been Carl Walker Peters, or was it because of Carl Walker that you had to add Peters on the end?
I've only known
no.
Carl Walker Peters, to be fair.
Yeah, it's always been Peters at the end, I think.
Yeah, because he was like that in the youth academy. It was just Walker Peters. So, yeah.
This is true.
He's a Man City fan, isn't he? Just not.
Yeah, secret Man City fan. 100%.
He is.
Well, Aaron's an undercover United fan.
Yeah, maybe.
And you're just agreeing with
No, it's true. Yeah, this is true. Quite like Brandon Williams as well, I'm not going to lie. I'd love him.
You can take him if you like.
With pleasure. How are we sorting this? You talk it. Well, Rachel, you have a word with Ollie. I'll have a word with Ryan Lowe. We'll get this sorted. He'll be brilliant at League One. I'm not even kidding. Some of his tackles would be beautiful.
That's fair.
I quite
think
like
he
him.
needs a loan.
I like his grit, man. I like.
Yeah,
the
so
kid's
do
grit.
I.
Do you not think he needs a loan? Like, he's barely played this season. Do you not
Yeah,
think
he
should
does.
go
He
out on
does
loan?
need a loan. He definitely needs a loan.
Yeah, I thought he'd be the player to sort of come in when we're resting and say AWB, but AWB's just played every game basically, apart from a couple of cup games.
Mm-hmm.
So what was the point in keeping him? He might as well just gone on loan and.
Well, you say
got
that,
some
but
game
then what
time.
if AWB gets injured, picks up you get some nasty injury like Van Dijk did?
That's
You
true.
have to have someone to cover.
You can insert recall clauses, can't you?
It's true.
Yeah, that is true as well. But yeah, no, I understand. It's just a shame for him because like he really dropped off when Luke Shaw wasn't playing so well and he came in. He was like a breath of fresh air sort of thing for us, and then he just dropped off massively and he hasn't recovered from it. So I felt like he needed a loan because he's just not cutting it at this level. You know what I mean? So
No, that's true.
it's a shame for him. And this was the handball incident, if I remember correctly. When I looked at this, it seemed a little bit harsh, but the handball rule is an absolute mess this season.
Oh.
I mean, I still don't completely understand it, like which rule they're going for.
They don't understand it, Rachel. It's a ridiculous rule. It's just ridiculous.
As a former referee, I can't even get my head around the handball rule at the moment. So, if I can't, and I've spent years at the start of every year, I'd read the rule book and all of that, all the new changes. If I can't get my head around these new rules, I don't expect most spectators to be able, or fans of football to even. The rule is just so it's dog shit, utter dog crap.
It's poorly worded, and the rule itself it doesn't make any sense, does it? It's crazy.
No, it doesn't. It's something they have to change for next season. Because it has to be clear. It can't be subjective. You can't have like 1 week it's a penalty, the next week it's ball to hand or something.
I've always said I don't want these referees interpreting anything. I've said this on multiple, like I do a refs show every week, and I say it every week. I don't want these stupid referees having to use their goddamn brain to interpret a rule. It will not end well. These referees have no idea what they're doing. I want it where they read a rule and they're like, there's a picture, this is what it is. Write the rule book in pictures. It might get them more. It'll be more beneficial to show Mike Dean a picture of what you want than him having to read, because clearly English is not his first language. Because none of these referees can actually do their jobs. So bad. Like, as I say, as a former referee, watching this lot on a weekly basis absolutely stink it up. I've already offered it to the Premier League. I'll VAR referee all 10 games. Just give me some money, pay for my food whilst I'm there, and we're all good. And bring me coffee. And yes, I'm most likely going to call John Moss an absolute twat, but that's my prerogative.
I hate the rules so much. I hate VAR. I hate that.
No, it's not VAR.
No,
I don't hate VAR. I just hate
the
what's
line.
happening with the referees and like how
I'm
they're
never going to be
interpreting
able to take my 1.5-year-old son to a football game and hear him for the first time shout, "The referee's a wanker." It's all on VAR, right?
Oh, the referee's still a wanker, no?
Well, no, you can still. I have no qualms in calling the referee a wanker. Like, you've just got more referees to abuse.
Just to clarify,
Brilliant.
I'm not teaching my 1.5-year-old son.
Liar.
Shy.
Liar.
Why not? That should be his first words. The referee's a wanker.
Wow.
No, it should be cut out.
Oh my god, could you imagine the scenes?
What a Pochefal.
Imagine if your son turns into a Pochefal. What do you do then?
Adoption, I suppose.
Nah, not even that. Just throw him into a bin.
Yeah, it'd be gone.
We do not condone.
I want to say this channel. I was just about to say this channel, as someone who works on it on a Monday, we don't want you chucking babies in the bin if they like Pochettino. That is, yeah. Just because you know someone someone's definitely clipping that, going, "Oh, Indiana wants people to chuck babies in bins now." Like that's going to be the next thing to happen.
Let's move on quick.
Okay. So handball led to the penalty, which Ward-Prowse scored. Good finish.
Good pen.
Yeah, good finish. He's ridiculously good at set pieces.
Yeah.
Like insanely good.
I keep saying he offers any team 10 to 15 goals a season. Any team.
Yeah, very good set piece specialist.
Just from set pieces alone.
I think he's average in open play, but yeah, he set pieces.
Yeah.
Speak.
Would you take him? Would you take him in the England squad?
No.
Would you take him to the Euros?
No.
I would.
Over who?
Over any midfielder that we've currently got.
We're definitely doing an England squad builder on this channel. We're doing it.
Yeah, we should do it.
Declan Rice, Ward-Prowse, Calvin Phillips. Not really. We haven't got many 8s, have we? We've got like a fair few advanced midfielders, haven't we? Not many 8s.
Big up Charlie, the Man City person.
We got. We got Henderson.
Injured.
Is he back for the Euros?
Why can we not take a player who's been injured for like the last 2 months?
Yeah, but you know he's going to take him though.
Yeah, but I'd rather But we always seem to do this. Like I remember taking Rooney, and we've taken like Owen. It's like, can we not take an injured player to Euros? It'd just be.
If Brazil didn't do it in '62, they might not have won the World Cup. Because Pele only played in like the final, didn't he?
Rachel,
carried by
I don't think taking Henderson is going to be pivotal to England winning the World Cup. Let's have that feeling. I just have that feeling that Jordan Henderson isn't quite going to win us a World Cup.
But for the first time, we would have a spine of captains and leaders in a long time. So you'd have
Who's the spine of captains and leaders?
Well, maybe
you say Maguire, and I swear I will fight you.
But he is a captain, though, isn't he?
Oh, Indiana! He's not even the captain of Manchester United. That's Bruno Fernandes. We all know it.
That's how they'll look at it. They'll look at it as Maguire, and then you've got Declan Rice, soon to be the captain of West Ham. Pretty much is now. Henderson, Harry Kane.
Harry Kane ain't the captain of Tottenham. It's Hugo Lloris.
No, I think he just means in terms of influence and.
No, Harry Kane. Right. Harry Kane's like a captain.
He's vice captain. Yeah, he's vice captain. Yeah. He's captain for England, isn't he? Is he captain for England?
Yeah,
I swear.
I'm sure he is, isn't
he? Wait, how is he? How
this
is
how much I watch England.
Yeah, how would he be captain for England if Henderson's there, but he's not captain for Spurs?
Do you know who our manager is? Do you know who our manager is? There you go.
That's you guys' problem.
Also, Lloris has won the World Cup, so
you managed to answer your own question. Gareth Southgate. Do you know what? I think Gareth Southgate should go Spurs. Just selfish though. I think he should.
No, I can't handle that because my dad's a Spurs supporter and I can't deal with him.
I can. The nation. Do you know what? For the first time ever, the nation would applaud Spurs. The whole nation.
For what?
For taking
getting rid of Southgate. Take away Southgate.
We'll end up with Steven Gerrard as the England manager. That's
mate. We'll get Graham Potter, mate.
No, we wouldn't.
Yeah, we would.
It would be Steven Gerrard.
No, Graham Potter isn't sexy enough to be the England manager, is he?
We don't need sexy. We've had Sven-Goran Eriksson and Steve McLaren. We don't.
Yeah.
To be England manager, you don't need to be sexy.
And our guy Roy Hodgson, by the way.
Oh yeah. We had Roy as well, didn't we? So you don't. There's definitely not a requirement to be sexy to get the England job. That's for sure.
Yeah, and look at Southgate.
Yeah, he's not exactly. He's not got the looks, has he? He's lacking in that department.
I feel like I've drowned out every England manager. That's what I think's happened. I actually forgot about all those managers. Bloody hell! I don't even support them in international tournaments. But oh my gosh, do you guys think you're going to do well in the Euros this year?
Yeah, we're winning it. Football's coming home.
I don't
Oh,
really
no.
watch England.
Yeah,
You
fair.
what?
I watch Italy more. I've got no time for it because they just pick the best players that are in the media. They just look at the newspaper in the morning. Oh, the Sun likes this guy. Let's pick him. That's pretty much how it
But
goes.
what you don't know is Southgate is currently gonna have like food poisoning, and I'm gonna take England to the Euros.
All right.
Oh, I
I
see.
dig it. I dig it.
Guess what? I'll put Harry Maguire with someone who can run.
Let's just sign Mo Farah and get it done with.
Yeah, sorted.
That guy
that's
can run
sound.
forever. He is the best runner ever.
Do you
I love
reckon he can
watching Mo
shout
Farah.
at someone and not get called a fucking bastard from Rashford?
Oh gosh. You know what's funny about that? Rashford was actually in the wrong in that situation as well, but no one cared because people don't like Maguire. It's really sad.
It is brutal.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is the Leicester equaliser. Johnny Evans scoring in the 67th minute. Can we just take a moment to just look at Leicester here, because Southampton go down to 10 men in like 10 minutes, and they go a goal down. And from what I heard, I didn't watch all of this game, but from what I heard, they didn't really play particularly well. They didn't play like they had, a man advantage.
Yeah.
What is it with Leicester in these sort of situations? Like, I know they're doing a lot better than they did last season in terms of not battling top four and that, but what is it with them in these situations? They've got some good players, but they just drop points in stupid ways like this regularly.
Lapse in concentration. It must be.
Mentality.
It can only be concentration, right? It can only be that they're not on it every second. I mean, that's what separates you from being a title winning side.
Yeah.
Remember when Leicester won the league? Like their defense. I know Vardy was scoring the goals and Mahrez was quality and Kante was quality, but the thing I remember about Leicester's title winning season was their defense. I always remember their defense, how tight they were, like a real tight unit. They moved in unison. They were just clearing every ball. They felt like that anyway, thinking back about them. And now they can be a bit shaky, Leicester. Johnny Evans is the leader back there. He really is. But he's always had mistakes in him. As we said earlier. We've seen him at Man United, but
oh gosh. We had Man United fans calling to get him back. Can you believe that?
Sorry?
So we have Man United fans still claiming that we should get him back.
I don't think we should have sold him at the time.
No, at the time, that's fair enough at the time, but to say that he should come back to United when...
No.
It's just, I don't know, what is it with our fans and wanting our old players back? Like, they basically want the whole Inter Milan team back. And
Ronaldo.
Crazy. Yeah, like, just move on. Look to the future, guys, please. But yeah, Leicester are a weird one. Like, the only team that's worse than them that's actually supposed to be a top 16, well, trying to get into the top 6 sort of thing, is Everton. Everton are even worse when it comes to these sort of things, where one game they can look really good, and the next they look horrendous. Like they haven't played together before. I just we're going to look at the Everton game now actually with Aston Villa. They lost this game 2-1. Ollie Watkins scores again, having a decent season. But why is it that 1 minute Everton can look pretty solid and dangerous at the same time, and then the next minute they just look like they're all over the place? I don't get it.
Yeah.
It's weird. So weird.
No, it is crazy.
Yeah, it's just poor. I don't know what it is. It's crazy to me because they've got some decent players, Everton. Same with Leicester, they've got decent players. They just have these.
It's that stage of the season, though, isn't it? It's so. This is the toughest end of the season. Everton are pretty comfortable with where they are, so they're likely to have again lapse in concentration. If you played a team that are in the relegation zone right now, you'd expect them to be on it every second in terms of fighting and attacking the ball and attacking the game. and defensively being more solid than they have for most of the season, because it's their last chance for survival.
Yeah.
But so they have to. They'll be concentrating the whole game. Then it comes down to player awareness and player ability on whether they concede goals. I think most of the time, like Sam Allardyce won't be happy if they concede goals this stage of the season, because the one thing he would have been drumming into his team from the moment he got in there would be concentrate.
Yeah,
Whereas Everton are pretty comfortable. I think they're not going to make top four. They're not going to get relegated. They're not going to drop too far down the table. And they've had a pretty good season.
Yeah, but do you like this is something that's been going on all the season though. So even when they were top of the league and then they were fighting with Liverpool and they had that ridiculous what was it? Was it 3-3, 2-2 game, whatever it was.
Yeah.
When Van Dijk got injured, and you were in the top four, top of the table clash and that, and they just fell off dramatically, didn't they? They kept dropping stupid points. So it's not like, but at the time you're thinking, okay, we bought a couple of good players, we should be trying to push for top four. And then are you saying that they were probably comfortable beforehand because they felt that they were firmly in the top six area? Or do you just think they're just not as good as what people thought they would be?
No, I think Ancelotti was getting more out of the players than anybody else could, in terms of they were overachieving for their.
They had that
squad.
injury to Calvert-Lewin as well, didn't they?
Yeah, that didn't help, but I do feel like they were overachieving as in terms of quality on the field, definitely.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes it's what you need, though, right? Sometimes you get a new manager and you get the new manager bounce. You get a few players in, and all of us, and it just clicks. It clicks for a large part of the season. Next season they could completely drop off. Completely drop off.
Apparently they're in for Coutinho. That should be interesting. If that's true.
Yeah.
What would you make of that? I don't know what Coutinho's loyalty is like in terms of how he feels about Liverpool.
None. Absolutely zilch.
So,
none.
So what do you think? I don't think they need him. I think there's other areas they need to strengthen, but
it'd be quite formidable. It'd be a formidable front four, wouldn't it? Rodriguez, Coutinho, Richarlison, and Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah, no, it would, to be fair.
You could see Carlo changing his formation to a 4-2-3-1 with Coutinho playing in the cam, Rodriguez and Richarlison on the wings, Calvert-Lewin up top. That actually, thinking of it, that actually sounds pretty dangerous.
Rodriguez in the middle and Coutinho off to the left. I could see that. It
would be a very fluid front four, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. It might lack width at times. I know Luca Dini gets up the pitch, but if he's having an off game, then they're going to be very, very narrow with those players in there.
He is underrated though, Luca Dini. I
like him.
I like him a lot.
Yeah, he's decent, to be fair. I think he's a pretty good player.
He's in the top. He's in the top four. Got to be in the top four left backs.
So Shaw, Tierney,
Robertson,
Dini. Do you rate Chilwell?
Not on their level.
No, that's fair. Obviously,
I think he's a decent player. I just don't. I'm not put Tierney. You can see the quality he's got. He's going to be a good player. And then Chelsea will buy him. It'll be the Ashley Cole thing all over again. Luke Shaw is the best in the league for me, and I still can't get over the fact he's only 25 years old. Robertson's the second best in the league, and then Digne is. I think if Digne was playing for, if Man City bought Digne, I think we'd be looking at him differently.
Yeah. What I would say though is I think Andy Robertson overall is a better player than Luke Shaw, but I think Luke Shaw's having a better season than him at the moment.
No, I'm not having it.
No, I know you're going to say that, but Andy Robertson's been good for a few seasons now. To be fair to him,
He's
Luke
been
Shaw. I
alright.
want to see how Luke Shaw is going to be next season. That's what I want to
think
see.
right now Robbo is better, but there's nothing to say that Luke Shaw can't outdo Robbo in a few years' time.
How old is
And
Andy
the thing,
Robertson?
Yeah, I was going to ask that.
Can't remember
like
how old he is.
26, 27,
So
something
he's
like
coming
that.
into his prime years.
He's coming into his prime years, yeah.
I can't believe
Luke Shaw's had a massive injury. He's broke his leg, man.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, like a double leg break, blood clots in the leg. Like just the fact that he's still able to play at Manchester United in the Premier League is an achievement in itself. But to be able to chuck out these performances in the Champions League is remarkable.
Remember, he nearly had his leg amputated as well, Luke Shaw. Like, that's serious. Imagine, like, theory that your leg's going to be chopped off, basically, to save your life. Like, the fact that he's even kept his leg is incredible. Like, I couldn't imagine what he was thinking when he was going through that.
To be fair, I think if he did lose one leg, I'd still put him in the top 10 left backs. I think the league is that bad.
Yeah, defensively, yeah. It's dropped off massively in the last, I would say, 5 or 6 years, personally.
I like that comment from Vibes FC. Robertson couldn't get near Greenwood, so he tried shouting to put him off. Yeah, he tried shouting at a teenager, and the teenager just was like, yeah.
Robertson's 27. He's in his prime.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. That's what I said, 26, 27.
Would you take Ollie Watkins at United?
For what? How much?
I don't know, it's just a question. Would you take him? Forget about the price. If money's no option, no issue, what would you
If money's no issue, I'm not going for Ollie Watkins, am I?
That's true. So would you say if we got another striker, would you sign him as a backup?
Yeah, I've got no issue with that.
That's fair.
If it was like under 10 mil.
That's fair. Well, you are the king of strikers.
Dan James price range, I'd go for that as a backup.
How much is Dan James? 20 million.
What's genuinely the point when you got Cavani? Yeah, but then you can have. So I think the way you're doing it now, which is Cavani plays big games, Greenwood then gets exposure in the smaller games, will help Greenwood's development. I don't think you need a striker. I think your priorities are right wing, DM, and centre back.
Yeah, for sure. But do you know what the thing is, though, right? If Cavani's out for, like, say, I don't know, a month and a half, so 6 weeks, say, yeah? And then you're playing Greenwood every single game, who's not quite ready to be.
Yeah,
it's okay. Worst case scenario, it's now I've figured that one out as well. Bruno plays false 9. He's why can't Bruno play as a false 9? In fact, fuck it, why can't Bruno play up front? The man scores goals anyway. You just won't have to get him many assists.
You'd have to change your midfield up massively, but you probably have to change
formation
for it. You would, because we don't have anyone else that plays the way Bruno does.
You could, because you could. It would sort of be how Bruno's playing sort of now, which is not taking as many risks. Just play Donny in there. Why not? Worst case scenario, Bruno plays up front. Donny plays in that role. Sorted.
Yeah, but do we think Bruno's going to make the runs that we need from a striker?
Nah, he just probably belts the ball in there.
He'll wait for a cutback. That's what he usually does. He's on the edge of the box usually. Occasionally he'll get into the box, but most of the time he's on the edge of it. So we'll still need someone to
screw it. Get Ollie to put his boots on, isn't it?
That would probably be more useful, actually.
I bet he would still score goals.
Oh yeah.
I bet he would still score goals.
He just won't.
I was having a joke with I think I said it on the United show. I was like, do you imagine Ollie subs himself on in the Europa League final, scores in the 93rd minute?
That would be funny. Do you guys think we'll sign Sancho this summer for 90 mil?
It's gonna be 80. It's 80 mil.
They'll definitely. I'll be very, very surprised if we don't buy a marquee signing to get the shirt sales up. I'll be very surprised. But again, I don't want to blow the budget on Sancho. I don't think we need to do that.
What do you think the budget's going to be?
110.
110.
150.
So that's not including sales, of course. So
Not including sales, no.
okay. So
I think it'll be 150.
obviously it's not. Obviously this isn't FIFA, and the net spend thing and the wages thing. We're just going to simplify it, just because most of us play FIFA, and most of us don't actually understand the whole accounting side of it. But so we'll say Sancho. What was it? Was it 70 million? What was quoted?
75 mil.
75 mil. And if we had 110 million in the budget, we'd have enough to buy another player, especially if a certain someone is traded for Declan Rice, Jesse Lingard. So you can buy 2 players for 110 million budget. The question is the centre-back situation.
Well, yeah, and I fixed that for you. So you sell De Gea, you sell not Darmian, who's Dallo. Sell Dallo. Try and sell Phil Jones if even possible.
That's not happening. He's going to be here forever.
You could probably get 10 mil for him from Derby or something. I don't know, 5-10 mil, something stupid like that.
How about a pack of donuts?
And then you can go get Ben White. Why not? Sorted. Problem solved.
Nah, I don't want no Ben White. Thank you.
I just want Varane. If I'm honest with you, just get me Varane.
I'd rather we done whatever it took to go and get Declan Rice, and if it meant we couldn't get Sancho, go get Rafinha. Do that. That's what I would do. I think.
What's his name at Wolves? Neto.
Yeah, Neto. Neto's a great player.
He's got a knee injury.
No, I'd rather cover 2 positions, and I think Rafinha he's a natural right winger, so I've got this real issue with buying a creator and we don't have someone to finish them with Cavani. Cavani's only got to pick up an injury and we have no striker.
Yeah.
That's my issue with it. And then next season, if we blow the budget this season and spend a lot of money, we won't be doing it next season, or we won't be doing it in the January.
Yeah.
That's my only. I don't trust these places,
anyway,
man.
I've got to run, but cheers for having me on. I'll catch you in a bit, all right?
Take care.
No worries, man. Take it easy,
cheers.
We're going to finish up soon anyway.
Bye. Cool. Bye.
Yeah. No, I understand. Do you know what it is with the budget? It's the transfer window. We need so many players. And because last summer was such a shambles, it just makes it look 10 times worse, and we're just a year behind where we should be.
Yeah.
And that's why it looks so bad, because we have 4 positions that we want to really strengthen. Whereas, if we got a centre back and a right winger last summer, we'd only need a defensive midfielder and a striker this summer, and it would have made more sense. But it just went to crap, really.
Yeah.
Such is life. Life of a United fan, really.
I don't want Rice. Why not, Shane? Let us know why you don't want Rice.
Do you know what? It's fair. Everyone has their own, preferences.
I'm genuinely interested in why he wouldn't want Rice and who he would want. Maybe there's something about Rice that I don't know about or I haven't noticed. I'd like to know.
A lot of people think there's a choice between Ndidi and Declan Rice, but as far as I'm concerned, Ndidi is not even an option, simply because he'll be too expensive. The odds of us getting him are just they're so low. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
I'll just get through these slides. Dominic Calvert-Lewin goal. This was nuts, by the way. He ran across the back of the goal towards the back post, and now bear in mind, Declan Rice. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is one of the biggest threats in the air for Everton.
Yeah.
And they didn't even follow him, which is crazy. So we basically got a free header at the back post. I mean, that's just disgraceful, no? 19 minutes into the game, and you can see the goal like that against keep saying Declan Rice now. Dominic Calvert-Lewin. That's just crazy to me. It was poor goal to concede from Aston Villa, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but great from Calvert-Lewin. His movement's so good. Yeah,
it was good movement, but my point is, if you've got you got a player who you have to mark because he's the most important person to mark.
Yeah, don't make it easy for them.
Yeah, it was. It was like they just didn't even bother at that point. So far behind. I think it was number 20 actually. You can see he's just trying to grab onto him to see if he can try to do something about it. But by then the ball's already in place. Oh, this is a great finish by Obazi actually. 80th minute to score the winner. Really good finish from him. Aston Villa were worth a victory, to be fair. Considering, they've had a few injury issues, I think they're having a very good season. And they've got some very talented players in there. I like their midfield a lot. So, I don't know. What do you think of Aston Villa this season?
Villa have been quite exciting to watch. I mean, I'm a big John McGinn fan. Obviously a Grealish fan. I like their approach. I like their energy. They play with they got this fearlessness. Villa, they're not afraid to take chances. I like Villa. I can't lie. I got nothing bad to say about Villa at all. They are where they are because of their quality. There's no huge problems with their style of play, the way they approach games. For me, it's a lot of it comes down to quality. And enjoying watching their good quality, the John McGinns and the Grealishes of that side.
Yeah, no,
that's what's got them where they are.
Well, Shane's answered you.
Makes sense now, Shane. I get it.
Yeah, okay, that's understandable. Yeah, definitely understandable. All right, final game, guys. The stream went on for so long. I can't believe it.
Yeah, it was supposed to be an hour.
Yeah, do you know what it was like? There's actually not a lot of slides for the games, but because there was so much talking, I think the first game had about 15 to 20 minutes of just talking about everything, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chelsea beat Fulham. No, that's all right. I want to talk about Kai Havertz. I really like him as a football player. He's one of those players that just makes football look easy.
Yes.
Very silky player. He's my favourite kind of football player. Someone who's very elegant and graceful on the ball.
Yeah.
Obviously, one of my favourite players. Well, my favourite player of all time is Zidane. So just watching someone who looks so good on the ball and just makes everything look simple. As Danny said, it's like he's time skipping. He just slows the game down. I really enjoy watching him.
No, definitely. He's a top player, highly intelligent. His movement's incredible. He can finish. He's quick enough and strong enough and physical enough for the game. His timing is impeccable. He's a top player. He really is. Yeah. He by far Chelsea's best buy. By far.
100%. He was the signing I was worried about. I thought he'd take a bit of time to get used to the Prem because that's what most new young players sort of do, don't they? You can't just judge him.
You can just see.
You can tell.
It tells you how good he is, how quickly he's adapted. That tells you how good a player is. Like Bruno at United, they're very different players, by the way. I'm not comparing them. But you can tell how good a player is at what they do when they adapt that quickly to this league.
Yeah, 100%. He's gonna be a star, which is really sad because he's at Chelsea. But it is what it is. I'm sure Chelsea, or hopefully Chelsea.
Big up, Shane. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, good night, Shane. I think this one he hit onto the goalkeeper. It wasn't a clean finish or anything, but he made a very good run, got into the position, which is all you can ask for, and he scored. So, nice little goal from him. This was the Mendy save. This was a really good save.
Great save.
Yeah, definitely. I don't really know how to feel about him as a goalkeeper in general. I think he's decent. He's a decent to good goalkeeper, but I don't think he's a great one yet. But he has made a few very good saves this season. I think it's one of the best of them.
He's actually been their best signing in terms of
consistency.
And the value he's added to the side. I think Havertz will be their best signing, but he overall is their best signing, if that makes sense, in terms of what he's come in, hit it off. He's been pretty solid. They're in a Champions League semi-final. They're battling out West Ham for fourth. So, yeah.
You know what it is as well? It's because they've needed him to be this good. Like, Kepa was a disaster for them. And the fact that he's come in and been so good when there's this massive expectation of it as well, because the Chelsea fans needed him to be good, the manager needed him to be good. So the fact that he's been able to be so good and consistent is very impressive. And like,
came in under Frank, by the way. Just saying, Chelsea fans.
It's true. Havertz will forever and always be a Lampard signing.
We're going with that. I'm sticking with that one.
Yeah. This is the Havertz second goal. This is a good pass from Timo Werner. I know you have a lot to say about him, but
that was my favourite goal.
Yeah,
that was my favourite goal. I loved that, and the finish was great as well.
Yeah, finish was fantastic.
Yeah,
but just a calm
finish.
Do you know what it is with Timo Werner? I know finishing wise, like we don't even need to speak about it. There's all the evidence in the world in terms of his finishing, but in terms of his sort of vision, his ability to pick out a pass, he's actually a very decent passer. He does create chances for his teammates. His movement's decent. I don't think he's a great dribbler or anything. I don't think he's a great finisher, but his movement and his passing is very, very good. And he does see a pass well. Like he'll play it. Like,
he's right up there with assists. He is good at that. He is good at that. His movement is very good. His movement is very good.
Yeah. Do you think he'll be better next season in terms of his finishing? Do you think he'll get more goals next season?
He'll definitely improve, but he's never going to be a clinical striker. He's never going to be the striker that Chelsea fans thought they'd bought. He's never going to be that, in my opinion.
That's fair.
Can he adapt his game and have another role to play? I think so. I think he's an intelligent footballer, but I wouldn't put him on Havertz level.
No.
Don't be surprised if what I'm saying is, don't be surprised if he steps up and continues to contribute for Chelsea, but improves that, so builds on that. But also don't be surprised if he's sold next summer. Because Chelsea, at Chelsea, you don't get that long. You don't get carried. You're not going to be given a new contract like you are at Man United. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, but do you know what it is though as well? I think if they persist with this sort of false nine Kai Havertz thing, which I think it was Kesh who said that's his best role, in his opinion. So I think if you play a false nine and you have two inside forwards playing like around him, then because you know what it is, you don't need a 25 to 30 goal a season striker anymore, because inside forwards usually contribute to the goals, and then so do like midfielders. So it's not like before where you have a Van Nistelrooy or a Van Persie who would get 30 goals and they'd carry you in terms of like goal scoring, and everyone else would sort of chip in. Like he could, if Timo Werner gets say 15 goals a season and then he continues with his assists, then he'd be a solid player for Chelsea, a very good one, especially if you have Havertz and they're developing, scoring goals, and then you have someone on the right, whoever that may be.
I'll be honest. If Pulisic is fit, Werner doesn't get in the side.
Well, that's a big thing in itself, isn't it? Pulisic is always injured.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying to you though. I know I get what you're saying. You don't have to be a 20, 30 goal a game, goal a season striker.
Yeah.
But in those games where you only get one or two chances, if it's falling to him and he misses them both, that could be your title.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no,
and that's where I am with him. So, yeah, it's a shame Pulisic is it, because I actually I think Pulisic is their best forward.
Yeah,
I really do think he's their best forward. But he's always been plagued with injuries. I mean, remember, this is why we rate Sancho so highly, because Pulisic was injured at Dortmund. Sancho came in. You know, it was.
My gosh, Dortmund's ability to find gems are just shocking. Honestly.
Yeah.
How is it they do it on a regular basis for years?
They're the West Ham of. They're the West Ham of Germany.
Yeah, but just a next level. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, This is sort of like the end, actually. So it's just the Premier League table. City need 1 point, Niall said, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just 1 point. Sheffield United obviously relegated. Aston Villa catching up to Arsenal could overtake them in ninth.
Wow.
Which is hilarious. And obviously West Ham only 3 points behind Chelsea. Do you know what? The Chelsea West Ham thing is really interesting. It could really go either way in the sense that West Ham have a better chance of getting fourth spot than people think due to the run that Chelsea have. Like Chelsea
I've always said this. Chelsea's last 4 to 5 game run is not an easy one. But the thing is, I feel for West Ham that they've got to play Chelsea, because I'll be very, very surprised if West Ham beat Chelsea. I'll be very surprised.
Yeah. Oh, do you know what? You just never know. I mean, wait, when are West Ham playing Chelsea? I thought they played them a few weeks ago.
Oh, they played, don't they? What am I talking about?
Yeah, didn't West Ham?
Yeah, they did
West Ham
play.
lost 1-0, didn't they?
Yeah, lost 1-0. Yeah.
Yeah. They had like Declan Rice out, didn't they? And I think Lingard was out. I can't remember. But they had a lot of injuries. It was their worst sort of injury time in terms of their midfield. So I guess Chelsea got quite lucky in that respect, to be honest with you. I think Antonio was out as well. So that's a lot of players in there that would usually cause a problem. They didn't.
Yeah.
So
we'll see what happens. It'll be an interesting one, but I don't expect Chelsea to drop out of the top 4. I'll be shocked if they do. I would be shocked.
It'll be interesting. This weekend it's Chelsea City, right? In the Prem, or is it next week?
I have no idea. I haven't checked.
Yeah,
I've not been on it with with football this week at all, I'm afraid.
All over the place. Let's have to ignore that. Looking at Chelsea. So Chelsea, yeah, they're playing on the 8th of May, so Saturday. They are playing. So City and Chelsea are playing on Saturday, and then Chelsea.
Who have they got first? Real Madrid, then Man City.
Yeah, then Arsenal, then Leicester in the final.
Wow.
Then Leicester again in the Premier League, and then Aston Villa away.
Yeah, they got that is a tough run. That's a really tough run, because they get the game against Real Madrid isn't wrapped up either, which, Real Madrid score first, they're not going to be resting anyone, are they? And then you have to go and play Man City.
Yeah, it's huge. Like, that's a lot of games.
Yeah.
Players might pick up injuries if he has to keep playing his best players in that consistently. And it's like midweek games as well. It's pretty difficult. But if they come through it, then kudos to them. They're well worth.
Yeah, definitely.
Top 4, for sure.
You have to earn it. Yeah, it's all in their hands now.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, a Chelsea fan has arrived.
There you go, Alex in the chat.
Oh yeah, Alex. Yeah, it's a shame we came at the end. We had so much stuff to speak about. Actually,
we will be doing this show earlier. We will be doing it earlier with more of us as well.
We'll be better with the timekeeping as well. Because my gosh, it's hard.
Yes, it's me. It's my fault.
No, I meant like during the stream.
No, it's my fault. It's my fault because I've been chatting and I was on the terrace, so I was just a bit whatever, and then so I'm doing it again. I'm tired now. But listen, people, thank you for tuning in. Please smash the like button if you haven't. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that already. Tomorrow is Wednesday, which means it's grounded football. So yeah, that should be a good one. We've got somebody new coming on as well, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and go to bed. It's late.